everybody, and welcome back to Roll for Damage. It's been a while since we've all, well, I guess not so much. We did have Quest the other day, but the Scales crew, it's been a while. Tonight being the very first episode of Season 4. I'll be taking this lovely group of nerds through my homebrew world of Tariel on a Rise of Tiamat adjacent adventure. Don't worry if you play the adventure and, or you know, want to, because what we're doing is fairly heavily homebrewed, and they're pretty lost in the weeds right now. Also, our team here isn't exactly heroes. They blur the line pretty hard between good and bad sometimes. But let me introduce the cast, starting with the awesome Arron Pleitner, aka Yarrow, playing Ignis Brimlight. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Oh, hi, hello. It is me, Arron, otherwise known as Yarshian, creator of the parody series How to Be an Adventurer, which is a bridge series of Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I'm also the dungeon master for D6 Black Archives, which goes live here on Roll for Damage every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're off this week, mainly because of scheduling, but we'll be on next week, where our adventure continues, where we're about to do a fucking heist. I was looking forward to the possibility of it, and it's happening. I'm a sound effect designer. I'm also a voice actor, and I'm playing Ignis Brimlight, your very tired holy man.
Let's just give a quick shout out to Blue, who is the artist for D6 as well, who's sitting in the chat. Your art is awesome. Thank you very much for making D6 look so pretty.
Yeah, her character Citra is just an absolute tasteful, tasteful character.
All right. Next up, we have the fantastic Shannon, who is known for her fiery rogue, but today is playing the group Powerhouse Sloan.
It's been way too long. I've missed her so much. Hi, everybody. I am Shannon. I am from Paradise Productions. That is my nerd home, along with, I don't know what side, just the guy in the sweatshirt, that one. We play D&D5e on Monday nights, where I play my fiery rogue, who I love oh so very much. I'm also one half of the Sean and Shannon Power Hour, where we speculate and recap sessions, and I mod for Sean sometimes for his stream, Relaxing in Paradise, so we got lots of fun stuff happening over there, so come check us out. And tonight, I will be playing Sloan, my sweets-loving and sweet-loving barbarian, Sloan.
The way you introduce her compared to how sometimes she actually acts with the whole murder, very different.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Brother Slayer. We love her, though.
We also have the incredible Sean, a masterful GM of his own games over at Paradise Productions. And you're playing a Master of Magic, Auric. That's where to find you.
Okay, I was like, oh, you're just going to introduce me. I'll just stay quiet. But yes, I am the native of Paradise RPG. Paradise Productions. Sorry, we changed
Oh my god!
No, I'm the creative director over there. I know the name of the company because I'm the creative director. And we have plenty of programming over there and more programming to come. But yes, I play the worst dad in the world. Over the last few weeks, I was playing good dads. I'm back being a bad dad. And suddenly a worse dad, because I might have no soul. So that's probably necessary to be a good parent. And a good friend, and a good person. So we'll see how the adventure goes with their precious little sociopath wizard in the gullet of the ship, in his little mansion, just throwing magic all over the place.
I really kind of feel like you're kind of Ozymandias now from Watchmen, where you're just
150%.
I am super smart and I'm doing things for the better of the most amount of people.
Yep.
That is
100%.
If I have to sacrifice a few 100,000, that doesn't matter. I saved $1 million.
Mm-hmm. I also make minis sometimes.
I can't even tell what that is. You need to send me a photo.
It's not done. That's me.
Okay. All right. Over to Kelsey, an amazing role player and GM who is the mind behind the channel's newest show, a World of Darkness campaign called Dream Chasers, or The Dream Chasers. She will be playing her own very clever rogue, Saren. Tell us about yourself, Kelsey.
Me! Hi, I am Kelsey, also Rogue Uzu. I almost said Rogue for Uzu. I'm like, no, there's too many fours here. I'm Rogue Uzu on Twitter and YouTube. On YouTube, I tell the story of the first game that I ever ran called Atlantis, and also the love story that happened between my rogue character Noella and an NPC called Yasuhiro. And on Twitter, I draw a bunch of things, mainly for my webcomic and also commissions and stuff. So if you ever want to get like a cool scene from your D&D stuff, like I could do that.
I can vouch for it. It's pretty fucking cool.
All right. Wait. Spinner enabled subscribers only mode for this room. I don't know if that's for all the chat, but if you could turn that off, that'd be great. Make sure everyone can talk if they want to talk. I don't know what's happening in chat. I didn't look until just that thing popped up. Anyways, lastly, we have my very good friend Shelby, who is working on updated art for all of these characters. She is playing the young, naive, and confused Nia. Tell us about yourself.
This is the nicest intro I've ever gotten. Thank you, Kyle. Hi, my name is Shelby, or Shooby Dooby Doo, or Whistle While You Work. I go by a lot of names, and I'm just kind of owning it at this point. I have a lot of monikers. Really, I mostly just come here though and hang out on Twitter way too much. I haven't posted on YouTube in months, but I'm trying to fix that. I was the producer behind a small 4-part series called Into the Farwood. We're working on the next part of that, but life is crazy. Which was a one-woman production in which I was drawing and voice acting and getting other people to voice act a creepy retelling of a D&D adventure I went through. I'm also a Twitter artist like Kelsey. I also take commission work. They're closed right now at the minute, though. I'm still getting through my last batch. But yeah, and I'll be playing Nia and our problem. Just our problem at this point.
Yeah. And lastly, hi, my name is Nova. I run Roll for Damage, and this game here I am the GM for. Recently I was trying to be a good dad to Shannon's bad daughter over in Quest.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you didn't murder like a whole bunch of people?
She didn't bomb a city or anything.
No. Nope. That totally didn't happen.
So yeah, the VODs will be up soon. I've just been working on them recently. It's just been a hell of a time between work and channel stuff. But they'll be up on the YouTube channel soon. If you want to see anything more from Roll for Damage, check the stuff below. We've got all our links down there, sponsors and whatnot. Just check them out. Currently, we're not sponsored by anyone. However, given the fact that Hero Forge has done a lot for us in the past, perhaps with no warning at all, Sean could just say something about Hero Forge.
My minis are so far away. Shannon, get yours.
I got 'em,
Hero Forge. Hero Forge is an excellent service that provides you with all sorts of different tools to customize and create your own. Shannon.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
You can customize your minis. And you can get cool weapons, you can get scars, you can get them painted, you can get them in metal, you can get them in premium plastic, you can get digital files if you prefer to print your own. They're a great service, they're a great member of the community, and strongly recommend going and getting yourself either a mini for your campaign or a mini to celebrate the end of a campaign.
Or 3 versions
or if
of
you
your
just
current
want
character.
a mini. Yeah. Exactly.
Some people collect dice. Shannon collects Scarlets.
I collect.
Does both.
About to say, because how many
Scarlet
Scarlet
dice,
sets
too.
How many
But
Scarlet
get out
sets do you
there
have?
and forge your hero for your adventure. HeroForge.com.
I
Not a sponsor.
I actually have 2 Citra models
Nice.
Due to her
Those
story.
look nice.
Ooh,
Yeah, so she's got golden wings and all that.
nice.
These are fun to paint. I love painting these.
Shannon,
Sorry,
you also
Mom,
collect
I'll fix
scarlet
that in a second.
tattoos, don't you?
Sure do. Got one here, got one here, got one on my rib cage over here.
Shannon, I'm about to join
Nice.
you in the D&D tattoo sphere because I just got my sketch for
Nice.
Luna's sword to go right here. I'm so excited.
Yes,
Kelsey,
Shannon
I
is covered
love
in
There's-
quotes from me.
Yeah, that's very true. I am.
No,
I
I'm not
think
going
I
to touch
know
that
what
with 10-foot pole. Look, I'll also do this to Kelsey, who knows nothing about the company apart from that they sent her some wood. So, you want to show us your wood, Kelsey?
She's muted.
Yeah,
You
you're
did.
doing a great job.
You did mega. You did good. Good. Happy dice goblin.
Awesome. That was the best thing ever.
Protect.
This is the best promo.
Amazing.
Thank you, Wooten Forge, for being our friends for so long. Holy shit. Can someone please just
If
throw
that-
Hero Forge and Wooten Forge links in the chat for people to go check out? Wooten Forge
perfect.
are working with me on making customized roll for damage dice boxes with inlaid resin into the wood, so we'll actually have the dice and the purple flame, and we're gonna get different colors for different classes, and it'll be fun.
Hey, yo, Wooten Forge, if you hit me up and help me make a DM dice tray, that'd be a blessing.
I am talking to them about such a thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause,
Anyways, and yes, if someone wants to clip that, that'd be cool too, because not often do we get to see. I kind of just want to reincarnate Sarah as a goblin now, just to see, just like
No.
jumpy stab lady.
Don't do this to my you'd blow her up. That's what you did to the last tiny stabby goblin you met.
Okay, so
Kelsey, you just gotta milk it.
there is 3/4 of a page for the intro, and then like a quarter of a page for my notes for the session. So this is going to be great. Letting you see behind the DM screen tonight. So, to start our adventure tonight, we're going to make it the last interlude, I believe, was Saren and Auric, who had a bit of words, and then they've gone apart. I'll say the night has passed. You're all going to be waking up to the sun rising. If you are on the deck, sea spray is whipping across it, and the air is very fresh. It's such a big difference to the city with its closed-in walls and the cloying scent of just huddled, I say humanity, but sentient creatures. The dying days of summer still hold their warmth, so it's just this nice, cool morning, warm rays of sun on your skin. I imagine Ignis is really enjoying that up there. And the feeling of freedom on the waves puts you at ease, even with all the things that have been weighing on you lately. We're not too far from land. Behind us and ahead, there are lots of little islands out here, so there are lots of seabirds flying overhead, waiting for scraps, diving in to pick things off the back of the boats. This boat doesn't leave behind too many things, but seabirds will do what they want. It also means that, Ignis, if you feel like it, you can go soaring around the skies just because out here, and you're not really going to be interrupted by anything.
Oh yeah, no. Every now and again, I'll pop out the wings. I'll kind of just fly. Spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
I gotta pass the time somehow.
Yaku is recovering from his bop on the head that happened courtesy of Nia's interaction with some people. He's recovering under the tender ministrations of Saren while you're all on the journey to Jaakelheim. However, I believe the decision was made to head to the Temple of the Sea God on your way there to get some blessings, get some information, and maybe just a little bit of downtime. Currently, we're going to have Who would like to be up on deck first? Who's gonna head up? Yeah.
I think I would have already been up there. Just kind of not flying because Sloan doesn't fly, but kind of like Ignis in like just taking in the waves and just sitting amongst, if there's like crates and rope and crap on deck, just kind of like taking in the morning.
Okay.
I'll acknowledge Sloan for right now. And see her every now and again as I make my rounds.
So you can just see this graceful form like trailing fire, just like swinging around the boat, spiraling through the air. You probably, I know you don't like for the sake of narrative and everything. I'm not going to limit you to like the natural limits of your wings. You can go through the clouds, come back, have a good time.
They don't disperse.
They don't? I thought they were a minute, or am I getting that wrong?
It's just a bonus action to take them out. The ones that disperse are the Osmar wings.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, good. Have fun.
That's why level 14 sorcerers are awesome, okay?
Yeah. No,
So-
divine soul sorcerers specifically.
Oh no, all sorcerers get a flight at yeah.
Do they?
Some kind.
Dracon-
Some kind of
draconic-
flight.
Draconic sorcerers get dragon wings.
Ooh.
Nia almost got dragon wings.
Moving on.
Storm sorcerers get a storm.
Yeah.
Flies them.
They literally just come in
Sloan.
like Thor.
On the deck, you don't feel the cold wind. You don't feel the warm sun. As you're standing there, sort of just breathing the air in, you can smell the salt a little bit. You put your hand on the hilt of your weapon. You then begin to feel sensation creeping into you. Everything feels muted without a weapon in hand. And as you touch it and think about this, you kind of get this burning feeling along the blood trails of your face and eyes.
Yeah. So I'll kind of like experiment with that for a second, just like take my hand off and then put it back on and off and on and just kind of do that for a couple minutes. Just trying to make sense of it all.
Okay. Roll me a constitution check, please.
You got it, boss. Just a check or a saving throw.
Just a check.
That is a 22.
You realize that while you've got your hand on your weapon, you're taking the mechanical act of breathing, but your body doesn't require air.
Interesting.
And if you focus and think about your burning eyes, and you're within about 10 to 15 feet of you, you can see cardiovascular systems. So as you're standing on the edge of the boat, you can see fish close to the surface, just their heart capillaries and arteries and veins coming out from them. You can see auric beneath the deck, straight through the floor.
That's new. Okay.
And you kind of get this warm, grinning feeling, I guess, from the creature in the blade, but it's now not in the blade so much as spreading through your chest. You just feel it inside you.
The longer I hold the sword, does like the more it spreads, and then when I take my hand off, does it recede?
Yeah, like you only really get sensation now when you're holding a weapon,
Okay.
as you've become this avatar of a war god.
NBD. Does this sensation feel similar to how I felt when it ripped out my heart?
Less
Or is
pain.
it different? What?
Less pain. You definitely, there is something akin to it. You're not quite a revenant. You do have control over your body. You do have everything that makes you work. Just it's removing some of your mortal limitations.
Gotcha. Okay.
As you stand there, Nia, you make your way to the deck to see Ignis soaring through the sky, and Or slow
Probably
in
be
there.
coming
just, like,
down in about a minute.
touching the blade, letting go of it, touching the handle, letting go of it, and just touching her face as well.
Is this the part of the deck where Yako was bopped and I got
sure
flung?
is.
I would like to make my way away from this part of the deck.
Mhm.
And I imagine that in her time when she was staying here from her injuries before she ran off with Sam, that she learned little nooks that she could just kind of sit herself into and watch the waves without much disturbance. So she'd probably just find one of those just like up against like one of the walls and like the rails in front of her and just kind of take in the morning air in her own way. She feels very, I don't know if imposter syndrome is the right, is she guilty, yeah. Like she knows that she really doesn't deserve to be on this ship and she's struggling to figure out how to interact.
Okay.
So that's what she does.
And I'm making my way down to the deck finally. I
Okay.
think I've flown around enough.
I'll get to that in a second then. Sarah. You are sitting on the bed. Yaku laying next to you. He's got a bandage wrapped around one eye and one side of his head. You got hit hard enough on the side of the head and then hit the thing where he's like popped all the blood vessels around one eye. And you're just kind of been taking care of him. And every time he wakes up, he keeps trying to summon cocktails and offer them to you and then start drinking.
Oh. I'll take it and take a sip of it and then just kind of look at him. Just safe to assume that you're big enough of a big boy to be on your own for a little bit. I needed to go talk to one of the teammates.
Of course, I would prefer to have you stay.
Trust me, I would prefer to stay too, but everyone's fucked up and frankly I need to address it. So.
Well, why don't we get a meal organized, get everyone to sit down a bit later, and you can spend the day here with me. Can it wait a day?
No.
Okay.
I can't.
What a shame.
Yeah. But gotta handle it now before it just gets worse. Before we can't even enjoy dinner. So.
Anything I should be aware of? You can tell me anything.
Something's not right with Ulrich. And I'm about to go tell Sloane this. I saw something taken from him. And then ever since then, he's just been wrong.
You know, there's something kind of wrong with Sloane as well, yeah?
Of course, yes.
You sure it's safe to just tell this to her? She won't react? Well, Sloanishly?
The thing is, I can tell that Sloane cares about him very much. And that Ulrich, not a people person, but he cared about Sloane a lot too. And I think that that's something that he really needs to ground him back to maybe find and get back that lost piece. It can be brought back with it.
Okay. Well, you do what you have to do. I'll be here with... What was your drink of choice again?
What is in my drink of choice? I've been fond of the sex on the beach that you've been giving me.
I'll find a beach. Go.
All right. and so go out to the top deck, find Sloan.
Okay. I want to deal with Auric first and then get to Ignis. Auric.
Yes.
You, I imagine, haven't slept. You've just been experimenting, writing things down, making notes.
I also would not have left the mansion.
Okay. What is your experiment of choice at the moment?
Auric would be particularly messing with his divination spells, accessing the spells that he is acquiring through the demigodhood that's been happening so far. As well as like researching other types of magic that he doesn't have access to right now, then that he might be interested in finding spell scrolls for or talking to people about. He's particularly researching abjuration magic, specifically spells that conceal and keep people from scrying or seeing into your mind.
Okay.
But then also he'll be messing around with divination spells, particularly not necessarily doing any right now, more so just sort of, I imagine, like getting all of the components of the spell up to that last moment and not actually casting them, just feeling it out, kind of how an actual disciplined caster probably would start to learn spells, as opposed to Oryx just like, let's see what happens.
Would you kind of like cast a spell but hold the energy, and as opposed to letting it out and actually have it form, then just like dissipate that and be like, okay, all I have to do now is use it in practice. Like you just step by step build up component by component until you've got it in hand, so to speak.
That's exactly what he would be doing for particularly his divination spells.
So as you're sitting there and meditating, writing, sort of like pushing your awareness out against things, because the way you draw magic in is through symbols and words and mathematical formula, but the energy has to come from somewhere. You can feel that different strands of magic, different schools are coming from different planes of existence. Your divination is coming from this plane because it's directly coming from the worship, making it more of a divine thing, but you can feel that it's also got ties somewhere else out in Cosmos. You can also see that there are some withered strands that just don't really go elsewhere. There's schools of magic undiscovered, or at least not completely understood. Things that you could possibly experiment with and learn more about, but might not be as safe, stable. Like they need to be kind of locked down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going to stay in your mansion for the next little while?
Yeah, I mean, Auric has no reason to leave. So he will stay inside. He would keep manipulating these. The only reason he might go out at some point to talk to Jaco to see if he has any spare components laying around that he could be useful. And he might go out to talk to Nia, actually, at some point. But it wouldn't be for a while.
Okay. Considering that you've done this overnight, I feel like your wouldn't be for a while would actually kind of be towards the morning time, since you didn't sleep. Like you've done 8 hours overnight of prep and stuff. So your timeline, everyone else's timeline, sort of have different scales above.
That's a good point.
So sorry, bad joke. So potentially, as you move off to find Jaco or find Nia, you would run into Sloane. Probably as you're going to find Nia on deck.
Sloane's on deck too.
Yes, that's what I. Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
as Auric moves on deck to find Nia, Sloane, you turn around as the door open and see your friends walking out. Do you acknowledge her at all, Auric?
No.
Go straight to Nia?
If Nia's on deck, he would. If Nia's there and he can see her, he would just go straight to Nia. He wouldn't acknowledge Sloane.
I would let
If he doesn't see Nia,
Kyle
then he'll.
decide.
I'll roll in a second. I want to see what Sloane is going to do at being just ghosted.
Well, if Nia's not on deck, then Auric would go.
I am on deck.
just-
I'm just in a weird spot
Yeah.
where I would
Oh,
know I'd
okay,
be
okay.
hidden. So I'd let you, Kyle, decide how well I'm hidden. I just feel safe in this little space. So
All I'm saying is that Auric wouldn't ignore Sloane if Nia wasn't on deck. He would walk up to her and ask where Nia is, and that's it. Like, no.
So you kind of walk out, and I'd say you start to do a lap just to see if she's up there. And just make a perception check for me.
Not great, so no. 8.
8. Yeah, I mean, I was making a DC 10. She's not trying to hide, but she's like in a nook,
Yeah.
right? So, and you are actively looking as opposed to just, passive.
Yeah.
So you do a lap and come back to Sloane.
As I turn around and saw him come, my face would have lit up a little bit, and I would have started to like raise my hand in like a greeting, and then when he completely ignored me, I would have been like, the smile would fall and my hand would fall, and I would just be like, maybe he didn't see me.
Yeah, and Auric would just be wandering about the deck, kind of like he would like walk 5 feet and then stop. Walk 5 feet and then stop. No expression on his face. He's just, without knowing anything, you'd think he was just being regular
Being
old weird
himself.
Auric, distracted.
Yeah.
But eventually he would spot you and walk up, and he's walking very like steps are very intentional. And he would just look at you, and without any kind of warmth or smile or greeting, he would just say, "Where is Nia?"
I don't know. I haven't seen her. How are you? I haven't seen you in a few hours.
Have you seen Nia?
No.
If you see Nia, tell her that I would like to speak with her. And to come to my room.
Oh, okay. Can we have a lesson later?
What kind of lesson?
Reading or writing, it doesn't matter. Just need to practice.
Then practice. I don't have
No,
time for lessons.
You always had time for lessons.
Things are a bit more critical than they have been in the past. There is no time for childish endeavors.
What is the matter with you?
I don't know if you've looked outside of the boat, but the world is ending.
You've never spoken to me like this before. What is wrong?
What do you mean? I am just speaking to you.
You're not yourself.
Who else could I be?
I don't know, but you were not the wizards that I've been traveling with. The wizard that I know would jump at the chance to have a reading or writing lesson. We'd been making such progress.
And perhaps my calculations were not the same before. Perhaps I didn't understand the timing or the seriousness of our situation or my situation. And there is no time. Nor do I really see the productivity of it. Why do you need to read?
Ignis, at this point, you touch the deck.
Yeah. Just like almost angelic, like just almost full crash, then hard stop, then land.
I have work to do. My work. The only work that matters. And children's lessons are not part of that.
Uh,
I hate to intrude. What would be childish lessons, my friend?
apparently teaching me how to read is childish. And I'll turn around and walk away and just go find a corner to sit in.
You find Nia's corner and sit next door.
I huff
It's
as
a
I
little
sit
bit
down.
too small for the both of you, but she wedges in a little bit.
Yeah, and she probably jumps a little bit when she sees you, because I think she was off in Nia land examining everything that happened in the last day.
Okay.
And I
Son?
this is the first time I've ever heard these two have an argument like this. Can I look at just insight this man for what he is? By the way, a magic trick. Ta-da!
Sure,
go ahead.
and as you're insiding, I'll have Saren open the doors to the deck.
Okay. I got a plus
Um,
8, so here we go. It's gonna be a 21. 21.
There is nothing. It's hard to put into words. You've seen Auric be matter of fact before, and you know that he can become hyperfixated on things. It is a bit off how he's speaking to Sloane. He's still Auric.
Okay. You and me need to have a chat.
Oh, well, if I have time.
Oh, you have time now, don't you?
Do you know where Nia is?
Did I see her while I was flying around?
You couldn't have missed her after doing 3,000 circles of the boat, no.
Yeah.
You've seen her.
Oh, I know exactly where Nia is.
Could
The
I
only
have a
person I
second
need to talk to is Nia.
Well, that's fine and all, but how about you spend a little time with me? And I wrap my arm around his shoulder. Come on, we need to talk about magic. You and me both were, cut of the same cloth. Know what I mean?
Hardly.
I disagree.
Well, there are certain things that
You're
bind
supposed
you.
to be an almighty demigod, and I am a man of God. So come on, let's go.
So you see Ignis with his arm around Auric. There's no Sloane or Nia up here that you can see, but you haven't really looked. You're just kind of just outside the door to the deck.
Can I be able to have a quick conversation with Sloane?
Yeah, I just want to know what Saren is doing, and then I'll get to that. So, Saren first.
Hmm. I'm just gonna give like a wary eye to Ignis and Auric and just continue on looking for Sloane, because yeah.
Okay.
Auric would just be like, as Ignis is leading him away,
Yeah.
he would maintain eye contact with Saren and give her a very neutral nod of the head.
Just
Someone
gives a
might
nod
choose
back.
to talk. There's many loud things happening behind you, Shelby. So
Can't really do much about it, I'm afraid. I'll just mute.
right. So, are you going? So you're going to go look for Nia then, and Sloane, Sarah?
Sloan first, just because, like, to Sarah, and it's just like, I tell you thing, then I go look for Nia. So.
Fortunately for you, they're both in the same place, and if you
Yep.
do a circle, it's much easier to see them now with Sloane's big old legs sticking out from the little cubby that Nia was in. As you do a circuit of the deck, you find them sitting there. If you guys are going to have a conversation, because all this is happening kind of simultaneously, so you're only going to have 30 seconds of conversation for Nia and Sloane before Sarah.
I just wanted to ask Sloane what was wrong.
Then
That's
do
it. She
That's-
looks. I was trying. So when Sloane sits next to me, Nia kind of jumps, and Sloane looks
Sorry.
upset. What's wrong?
Ulrich's wrong.
What do you mean?
Just said he called our lessons childish. He's never said that before. He always assured me that it wasn't childish, that it was okay to learn how to read later in life. I don't know why he's changed his mind. Something is wrong.
Think it might just be stress. A lot happened yesterday.
Maybe, but it felt different. He didn't feel the same.
Are you still holding on to your sword?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not touching it right now, but I have it.
Okay. I was just wondering. We'll kind of shift a little bit. So he's not teaching you to read anymore?
Doesn't look like it.
How far along did you get?
I don't know. I don't know how many letters we had left to learn. I still can't make my S's the right way.
At this point,
Yeah.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you come around the corner, and Shannon, can I get you to speak just a little bit louder when you're in Sloane voice? Just a little bit quiet. The grumpy nod. All right. Yeah. So Sarah, you come around the corner. You can interact with this. You can let the conversation play out. It is up to you.
I'll probably hear just like, I'll probably like stop for a little bit, but then I hear that they're talking about like the alphabet and learning how to read and all that, and Saren just like believes her thing to be more important and just goes in. It's like, sorry to interrupt, but Sloane, there's something I need to tell you.
Okay.
I would like to see that this is a conversation that I probably don't need to be involved in.
No,
So I would like to start standing. No, it's okay.
No, you should probably know this too. I just wanted to tell Sloane first because it involves Auric, and I know that you care about him very much. But something's not right with him. Something was taken from him.
I just talked to him. I know he's not right. Do you know what was taken? Can we get it back?
I'm not sure. I was with him in this little room that he was practicing magic in, and I think if I'm remembering right, I was so distracted by everything. It was an identify spell, and everything was just surrounded in space, and I think I saw the horsemen, and some giant thing just took something from his body, and he's been different ever since then.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that Auric was experimenting with magic. Like, there's no way I didn't know he was like
Yeah, everyone
experimenting
knows
with a
he's
bunch of
experimenting.
different spells.
Yeah.
But did I know if Auric had ever successfully cast any divination spells before? That seems like an interesting school for, Time Wizard to suddenly drop into.
You're muted, or
You're muted, Sean.
I've cast Identify with you all, and I've also, that I did cast Scry. A few
Right,
times.
that's right, because that's how you killed all the plant life. Yeah, okay, cool.
Exactly, yeah.
so it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Did he do it to himself? Did he want it to happen?
No, I don't think something being taken from him was intended. He was doing Identify on his eye, which is why all I can think of is that, like, we need to get that away from him. But
I'll take it from him and I'll hold it so high he can't reach it.
might need to do more than that. But
Throw it into the ocean. I can do that too.
What if it's like your sword and it doesn't let go? What if you can't take it from him?
I have to try. This isn't who he is.
But
we might not be able to touch it. Even just by getting close to it, it started to burn and eat away at my hand.
No, I have someone I can ask maybe to help.
I look at the sword and I look back at you.
How about we get Ignis to help first, Sloan? Because you've already offered a lot to that sword.
I will offer as much as I need to.
You don't
get
need to
whatever it
offer
is back.
anymore.
No. We have
That
other
might not
ways
be what
before you need
fixes
to
it.
lose anything else. We will have Ignis use his magic. He's able to also ask his own Belias and Goddess for help. And that
Sloan,
way we don't have to lose you too.
I don't think Auric would want that. Auric in his right mind wouldn't want that to happen to you.
Well, he's not in his right mind and he doesn't seem to care.
Then we need to fix it, but that doesn't mean you need to keep giving up something. We have other ways.
We can try the other ways first.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if they don't work, I am taking it.
Other ways first. We'll get there when we get there. I also want to steal her away for a bit.
I
If
like
that's
to
all right,
imagine Nia
Sloan.
was starting to kind of walk away. Like, okay, it's done. And then, oh, well.
No, he's not done.
Okay. So as that happens, as like Nia turns around to look at Sarah and she says that, I'm just gonna flash to the side of the deck as Ignis and Auric are moving. God damn, my headset decides now to go down. We're gonna hold 1 second. Someone advertise something, beat sell out.
We all
go.
level up. We all level up.
Can we talk about Kelsey's really awesome World of Darkness game that started yesterday? And it was so fun. And she almost killed me in the pre-show. And it was great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and D6 next week. We're filming this week.
Hell
Things
yeah.
are getting spicy.
Just
Gonna be
because
some
yesterday
pretty
was the
badass
first
combat
episode.
on
So I
Monday
feel
for
like it's
Paradise.
pretty...
But also,
So
So
important.
excited.
I'm back.
Everyone here in this game almost has their own game.
Yep.
Never.
Okay.
I will just keep mooching off of roll for damage for the rest of my career.
I will join any game you run.
No. I'm not running another one unless it's for charity.
Well, we can sort that out. We're going to do a weekly charity stream where Shelby is going to DM. There we go. Easy fix.
I am already working almost 80 hours a week. Don't do this to me. Please.
Okay.
Kyle.
Deep breaths, calm down. It was a joke.
I will fight you.
Other side of the deck,
Right
we
here.
have
Yeah.
Ignis and
I was
Auric.
hoping to bring him up to the bow.
Yeah, you can
Nice
move
big
that way.
open area. Yeah.
Throw him in.
Yeah, and we're walking. I'm talking about the concepts behind spells and fate, and the ideas of learning how to understand how to pull the proper strings. Something that you would professionalize in.
Yes.
I've never seen you so unenthusiastic about talking about magic. It is a strange feeling.
Well, I do not like binding myself further to the forces and strings of magic. I prefer to take what is mine.
So says a god.
So says a god.
I constantly find myself fairly interested in some of your methods, but there was one method that I don't think at least as I had witnessed, to be very tactical or logical. Would you like to discuss this with me?
It seems as though you would like to discuss it.
Oh, very much.
We'll make it quick, priest.
There is such thing as tact. I've known you to have traveled with Sloan for a great deal of time. Why change your mind? What makes everything so childish now? You seem so
I have not changed my mind about traveling with Sloan. I
It's
still...
not about the traveling, it's about your friendship, the things that matter.
You seem to be the one who is most aware of our current predicament. The world is ending. And I'd rather it didn't. So I don't
Well, I
have
agree.
time to teach barbarian how to read.
I disagree.
Respectfully, I believe that your disagreement is coming from a place of misaligned feelings and attachments and desires for harmony that are not necessary for the work that needs to be done.
I equally disagree with that notion.
Well, that's as
disagree
fair
with
and
your
you're right.
disagreement.
You can have your own opinions, regardless of how ill-guided they are and naive.
Would you rather have the barbarian at your throat or at someone else's?
In my
'Cause that's the
analysis,
way
it would
I
take
see
quite
it.
a lot for her to take a blade to my throat.
You'd be surprised considering recent situations that have arrived.
Well, that's exactly why I have my contingency plans.
Contingencies.
I mean, truthfully, I could kill you all right now.
You care to test that theory?
No, because I didn't want to kill you. But I don't want you to get in the way of my work, either. I've already spoken to Saren about this. There is no breach in our accord between us all, and I'd rather not spend all day talking about it for no reason other than all of your fragile senses of self.
You think me fragile?
Yes. You've lost your nerve on many occasions. You've grown angry with people around you for small, insignificant matters. and you have a lack of perspective on a lot of things.
I step a little close. The importance of these notions. Anger comes from, well, yes, in many ways, self-righteousness also comes from concern. Like how I was verily concerned about you casting magic and suddenly bringing forth an orb of destruction that could have killed more people than should have ever happened. My anger in that notion was due to your destructive tenure.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like that anger to be acknowledged and for it to never happen again.
Well, it has been acknowledged, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't see what that anger did for you in that moment. Ultimately, your anger did not solve the issue. The issue was solved by, yes, collaboration, but my initiations of magic to break that down. And I believe in my calculations that you've caused more destruction than I have ever. Sure, there are mistakes, but if we're counting lives.
Don't you dare.
Conversations of magic. If you have something of interest to me, then I'm happy to talk about it. But I'm not interested in talking about moralizations of our individual magic. If you'd like to find me, I will be in my room, but knock loudly. I can hear you from afar. If you say near, direct you my way.
I feel like you need a nice good hit over the head. I'm inclined to give it to you if I needed to.
You may try.
You really pushing it, buddy.
Okay, I'm gonna just pause this here for the moment, as for sure.
I'm looking at stats right now.
For sure.
Hey man, don't fuck with the time wizard. I have an ability that makes me automatically get to make you fail things. Yeah, I love that.
Kelsey, Nia, Saren, Nia, Sloane, if you wish as well, can all be heading back around to the deck because I believe you're going to steal Nia away for a conversation there.
Yep.
Unless Sloane's going to sit there by herself in a huff, or would you be sort of following along just to not be by yourself there?
There is something I would like to say to Sloane before we get let off. If you would not mind.
I'll stay and brood for a little bit.
Brood away, Miss Rogue.
I would like to kind of stop and say, you don't have to say yes, but until we can fix him, if you still want to learn to read, I'll help. I don't know where he left off, but I can at least help you practice letters. I was good at reading.
That is very kind of you, Nia. Thank you.
If you want a lesson later, come by my room.
I'll think about it.
So nod.
I'll try and smush out of the way so you can get by.
Nia's tiny and nimble. She'll just jump, you know.
Okay. As you two move around to the front of the deck to, I guess, go inside, find a place to chat quietly, you do see... I imagine this is sort of when you see two guys about to, like, shape up. They're, like, almost nose to nose. Except it's just two skinny nerds.
Yeah.
So...
I look at.
Well,
I look at
Auric would
Saren.
definitely not have an aggressive face on, but so neutral that you
It's all
the situation you'd probably apply a biased negative impression onto his
almost
face.
like I imagine like a smug neutrality, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think you're better, you know you're better, sort of thing.
Should we
you could just
separate
see it's
them?
almost like pure black, but the only thing you see is like the eyes and the smile of Ignis.
All right. What did you say?
Just gonna be like, okay, wait here one moment.
I'll help. No, I'll help.
And
I'll
like,
keep them apart.
I'm just gonna go up and like I don't even like I'm not even doing like the in between thing. I'm not like even trying to like go for Auric because like basically I know that he's not actually doing he's not gonna do anything until something is done to him. So my focus is on Ignis as like I grab his arm. Like Ignis.
I would just like to be prepared to do one of my daring deeds in order to trip whoever the fuck goes for who.
Yep.
Oh, my apologies. Me and Auric were having a heated discussion on a particular matter. I must apologize, Auric.
Let your anger take a bit of control, right? Nia, I need to talk to you at some point.
It'll have to wait till later, but sure.
That is fine. Fine to be in my room.
Just gotta look at Saren and then back it at Auric, and I nod. Okay.
If you wish to have a conversation like this again, Ignis, bring something a bit more interesting and relevant. And Oracle will just walk away.
Opportunity attack.
I just
say I will let off
tighten
my
my
reaction if you do.
Okay.
Do
So
you want to see the far realm?
Auric walks away down below.
I don't know. Do you want to see the face of God?
The
And-
far
I
realm
see
might
my
be
face
worse.
in the mirror all the time.
Oh, cool.
Oops. Sorry.
Children, we're all children.
Yeah. No.
Auric goes below deck to his
Mhm.
room/lab.
I layer.
Yes. And where are Nia and Saren heading?
Going wherever Saren leads me, because I'm going to the principal's office, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll lead Nia off to my room, but first, with Ignis, just kind of like do a little grip, and it's just like, I know he's become very much of a pompous ass more than usual right now. Something was taken from him, and he's been different. There was something, and I don't know what.
I will admit he did have a much more likable attitude not too long ago. So
Hoping to talk with you about some help in figuring that out probably a bit later because I need to also handle something else right now. But just letting you know, a bit of leeway, I guess, for Auric, not himself.
reasonable, explainable, yes. Suppose. Man, is that the cocktail just pop up?
Fucking martini glass just shoots up.
Yeah. It's like,
Thought you needed this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll say Nia and Saren, you're separating out to
I'll-
a different room.
I'll follow behind Saren at this point. Continue our conversation.
Okay. Continue on then. Unless
But,
Saren has something to say about this.
Probably like talking, like saying all that like along the way, and basically saying like, I've already told Sloan and I've told Yako, so we can get together and discuss this more a bit later. But I'm like, it's like kind of we're getting to the hallway and probably like in front of Saren's room. I need to have a private conversation, Nia.
Well, I suppose I should have a private conversation with my god.
Please do.
We'll see where that goes.
And I give him a pat on the back, and
And kind of just like light, like awkward patting on the shoulder. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go into my room and commune.
You're gonna have to wait on that because I know that these two have been waiting for this conversation for
Months.
4 or 5
Months.
months. So
It'll give me some time to ask my questions. Like I gotta figure out
just
what I'm
Literal months.
So
Yeah.
time for the Saren and Nia show. So you both sit down on the, like, your room is slowly becoming a bit more opulent, Saren.
Yes, it is.
There's a like fairly tall liquor cabinet in the corner now, and every time you you finish a bottle, a new one just appears. You have like a little ice box and a few other bits and pieces that are just kind of always there. There's always nice flowers in like a vase by the window. Like it's just slowly becoming like little extra bits are added to it. You've been taken care of.
I like the choices, Dancer. Thank you.
You feel like it's like the slightest like rumble of the ship, like it's like acknowledging what you've said.
Yeah. So, sit down with me and go over to the bed.
Mm-hmm. Nia is she looks really small in how she's kind of, as she's walked deeper and deeper into the ship. Very much like when you first met her, except it's not an act this time. So she just kind of sits and has her hands like fiddling in her lap, and she's kind of probably staring at a window, not quite all there. She's very clearly dazed in her own head for a little bit. Still got that like giant fucking bruise and like bandaging from when she got smashed on the deck of the ship.
Yeah, like that's actually the first thing that Saren like kind of mentions. It's just like, how are you holding up? How are you feeling? Is this healing all right?
I've had a lot worse. It's not that bad. I don't really feel it.
On one hand, that's good. On the other hand, hate that. But I understand.
It's kind of like plays with the fingers of her prosthetic. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's giving me thoughts. And now, I am sorry. But so I suppose I've been trying to find a good way to bring this up, but it's hard to. I am concerned and I'm scared for you, Nia. And what did you say to get them to leave? Because you had to convince them somehow. And I'm worried that you've promised them something.
Promised him I'd kill my brother.
You were already planning that before, though.
I had to promise them I'd finish the trial. they heard me telling Yako I was scared and I didn't know if I wanted to keep being a part of it. So I told me I had to prove it, finish the trial. Or this wouldn't be the worst of it. And she kind of like gestures to the bruise on her cheek.
Insight check.
Yeah. Do I need to roll deception?
If she's inciting you and you're lying, that's a yes.
That's absolutely me lying. We all know that's not what happened.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Oh.
You have hero points.
I don't want to waste it on that. That was a 17. I rolled a 2.
I got a 20.
So I'm lying.
I don't want to be that little playful or condescending parent that points out when they know their child is lying. So I'm just going to be the straight up sibling and say that I know that that's bullshit. And I can tell. Because you're looking way too guilty.
She kind of looks around the room, not really for anything, like she's trying to compose her thoughts. I called for help when I was in the water. When I fell off the boat and fell into the waves.
All right.
They came and he took Yako and I did what I could to get them not to hurt him because I didn't want it to go that far, and it did, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to explain that I called them because
You were scared about them killing Yako right in front of you. You were in a moment of panic.
She just nods. Yako was, when they came, Yako was asking me if he could trust me. And then they showed up. I didn't know what else to do.
Well, I just want to let you know right now that I'm not mad about that decision. And I don't feel betrayed or anything by that. Frankly, I think that situation and what you've done is very understandable. And, well, it makes sense of why they came then if you had called them for help. You were begging them not to kill Yako, so they knocked him out pretty hard. And she's just like kind of going through the story in her head and just like connecting dots and just thinking, it's just like, it would have been weird if you were left untouched.
I couldn't just let them walk away. There had to be something.
That makes sense to me. Nia, do you want to do these trials for them? Do you want to be part of them?
I want my life back.
And You think that you could get that with them, or are you saying that you sound lost? And like that's just your one wish.
I am. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want. Fucking know what I'm doing. I shouldn't even be here on this boat right now.
Why is that?
Almost got Yako killed. Lied to you guys without a second thought just to cover myself. I shouldn't be here.
Oh. Yako's alive still because of you.
He wouldn't have had to deal with it in the first place if I'd never called them.
You were in a life or death situation. You believed that you were drowning in a whirlpool. And
They
so you
told me-
reached out to in a way that you could.
They told me to call if I ever thought I was in a situation they couldn't come get me. They said they'd protect me. Once I was part of the family. Never had that before.
No. There's the other thing that bothers me about this. Nia, they don't sound like a family to me. This sounds like a business. Family doesn't have you do trials to become a part of it.
But I had to face my own trials with my family. I mean, sure, they weren't this hard, but I had to prove that I was worthy of my family and worthy of my name.
That's not family. That's a job, that's a title. That's something that you have to do. That's something that I had to do with my own family. Being a noble, I had to prove myself, prove my worth, prove to be part of this name. But I've never felt actual love from my parents. I have felt like a tool for them to use for their own gain, which is not what family is. I'm only able to know what family is because of my own brother, because of Amir. I haven't had to do anything for him to love me and care about me, and for him to help me in everything that he has. I would have been arrested and executed probably if it wasn't because of him and getting me out of a shitty situation that I started. We've never asked anything of each other. Well, we've loved each other and we've just want to help each other. And I understand what you feel, and I'm also sorry that you haven't felt an actual family.
But I did.
With who?
Tamel.
And did he have you do trials?
The entire time I was here, he was just always there. And then I walked away.
Why did you walk away?
That was when Sam came. I was still bedridden. I couldn't really do much on my own. He showed up and he seemed to know me really well. He offered to help me get back everything I'd lost, and I was so upset and angry, and I'm still so angry. But I don't know if I'm doing the right thing anymore either. I don't know if I'm just saying things to pacify people or if it's actually what I want.
And that's why you just want your life back. Nia.
Life at home wasn't perfect, but I feel like so much could have changed if I had just stayed. I know I can't change it, but I should have stayed home. I never should have left. Arron wouldn't be dead. Maybe my village would still be alive. Maybe Sloane's sword wouldn't have taken her like that.
No. What happened with Sloane and the sword is not your fault.
Yes, it is. I wasn't there. It was my job to protect it, and I wasn't there.
You don't know if you could have protected it, even if you were.
Turning into a dragon, I'm pretty sure it would have taken her down.
I've seen her take down pretty big things. And I have bits of a dragon. My brother has bits of a dragon. Not a dragon, elemental, big titan. But we have these big names too, but we don't know what would have happened. And so I know that you feel regret, but you can't guarantee that things would have been safe and better if you hadn't already made your decisions. You just have to deal with what you have now and what you can do now.
I don't know what I can do now. I feel like I'm following two different people, but I don't know which one's me. And I don't know which one's the air I'm putting on so that people leave me alone, really.
Yeah. I can understand that. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest in how I don't want you following Sam and continuing with these trials. And I know that's saying what I want, which is not the same as what you want, but let me explain. I've come to care about you. I want you happy, and I want you well. And frankly, I'm angry whenever Sam and this family is brought up because they use this word family, but again, they're just a business, having you prove yourself, build up this debt to pay your way into it, which is not what family is. I don't want you to be used, and I feel like they've preyed on you when you were at such a low point in your life and you were very vulnerable.
I think you might notice her toying a bit more with her prosthetic. They helped me be able to survive, Saren.
At what cost?
3,000 people.
Exactly. That's not surviving. That's just killing. And that's what these people aim to do. They want to use you for their goals. Family isn't about that. I know. That's what sucks about this. So I've heard a bit of their story. And there's a mechanical one about them, right?
I don't think she could hide the fact that she smiles a bit on that one, because that's the one she seems to have. Her and Sam are the ones she's got like the best connections with. He made my arm. I can feel it.
I think it'd be that fellow that I feel the most remorse for. Because he used to be very good. But I believe that Sam has twisted him.
Sam told me he was killed.
He was. He used to be a man that was traveling with the sole intent of just wanting to heal people and to help people. But now he was killed, and Sam brought him back into this mechanical body, and now he's just being made to do the exact opposite.
He was his brother.
In my hidey hole.
Nia's hidey hole.
Um, 18.
No, but they can't hear you.
Good. That was my intent.
We could hear you, but they couldn't.
Yeah,
hear
I know. It's all right. So let me start again. After you mentioned, used to be his brother, bell rings from the top deck. It rings. Everyone on the ship can hear it. So you stand up and look around, and a couple of miles off from the boat, running parallel to it, is 2 warships. They've been kind of traveling. They've been cutting across. And you've only just been able to notice them, and someone somewhere on the boat has noticed, called out, and the bell started ringing to bring everyone to alert. The warships are flying familiar flags to you, Marius flags. In the distance, maybe a half day from where you are, you can see this large island with spikes and spires, and there's a small village to it, and there's a lot of boats. There blips in the distance, but you can imagine there's like a port there. They seem to be heading that way. You are moving slightly faster than them. You can beat them there. But anyone that goes to a window or tries to get to the deck will be able to see this. Okay, what's up, Ignis?
I immediately go up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know the Mariuses are pretty volatile towards us, yeah?
Yeah.
The Mariuses are the reason we had like that massive disintegration spell chase us in the harbor. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, we also destroyed a lot of their ships.
Yeah, well, they fucking deserved it. They're assholes.
I may have ate a bunch of them with a black hole.
They deserved it. They're assholes.
I guess with that being noted,
They're quite far away right now.
how quickly would you say I could get to them?
It would take you a bit of time. Like I said, they're a few miles off. You can just see them. They've only just come into visual range across the water.
See what I got. I know I probably have something. Oh, also, you got my notes?
I have not checked to see the notes you may have sent me.
All right.
But I will in a moment.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that when we can. But
Can I change where I've been? I had an idea.
I'm thinking of,
In a sec. Let's just one at a time.
I'm thinking of giving them a stern talking to.
Okay, well, because it'll take you a few minutes to go over there, I'll say you're flying en route, and I'll deal with everyone else first, right?
All right. I do leave behind the gentle knock of like, I'm gonna go talk to them towards Saren.
Since she's not there, you probably say to
well,
Sloane
when I was
as
coming
you
out
got.
of my room.
Well, as you're going up towards the deck, Sloane was on the deck. She might have been heading below after seeing it.
Well, then I'll tell.
So you can say it to her. Yeah.
Sloane,
and-
if you be so kind, inform everyone that I will be taking a quick detour towards these problems. But in the meantime, inform everyone to get to the island as quickly as possible. Yes? Can you do that?
Yes, yes. That's-
Fantastic. I trust you. And walks up the stairs.
Okay. Sloane, you sent me a message saying you wanted to go see Auric?
So, well, first, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go back to my room and I wanted to sit down with my with the notebook that we had been working in, and I wanted to practice writing my name until I got it right, and like knowing that it's right, and then I would take the book and then I would go find Auric and try and see if maybe he's less of a jerk now.
Considering the flow of events, do you mind if I just interject to maybe change that like sequence of things? Where, because you said you were going to stay on the deck before, and to make this work a bit more smoothly, would you have been okay fetching your notebook and then staying on the deck for the last however long and just writing it up there again and again and again and again? That way you'd still, you know, have everything roughly in the right spot, narratively speaking.
Can I still go down to his room after?
Yeah, of course. It just means you're not like going, yes, I'll go tell everyone to get to the island, and then going to your room for half an hour to write words.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, and then you go down, find Auric.
I will knock on the door.
Door will open on its own. Just, it's not locked.
Okay, so I'm holding. Oh no, it's broken. Holding my notebook that's falling apart. And are you in there, or is your mansion up?
I'm not in there. I'm in my mansion. So there's a little light in the middle of the room.
Am I allowed to go in there? All right. I will kind of like look around and maybe call your name a couple times. Auric?
If you call his name loud enough, the door, the little light would extend out, drop down into a doorway.
I haven't seen this before, have I?
Nope. I literally developed it last night.
Yeah. Okay. So, eyes wide for a minute. I will go through that door. That magic door. Just kind of like hesitantly.
Okay. Sean, do you want to describe what she sees as she steps through, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's already been stripped of any personality when Saren came in. So you would step through, and as you step through, you would almost feel, maybe, it likely would feel disoriented as there's no ground as soon as you step out. Though your feet do touch solid surface, it looks like you're standing in the middle of space, and there are dust clouds, stars all over, infinitely all around. Almost like the reflection of a night sky on a very shallow water. That would lead up towards a very, very, very large, brutalistic stone fortress that is basically just a stone box. There are no windows on it. There is one large double door, very tall gate in the front.
Okay. I imagine I'll stumble a little bit, not quite understanding how the floor works yet. And then I will go up to the stone box and kind of just like stand in the doorway and peer in. And Ulrich?
The large stone slab doors would open for you.
So many doors. I'll go through those doors.
Yeah, inside you would see on the left and right are a bunch of stone houses or apartments. They're stripped of a lot of personality now. Saren got to see the last vestige of their actual forms disappear, so it just looks like an abandoned stone village. Mm-hmm. Everything is very brutalism. Up down this vast great hall, so to speak, there's then steps that lead up to a dais that is a big circle. The entire back of the mansion has been blown out and is floating rocks, and you can see behind that is a giant black hole with its accretion disk circling around, and you can just see Oryx is standing up there right now, and he's just doing experiments. Currently, he is trying to hold two gravity sinkholes, and he's trying to fuse them together to create an effective wave that would shoot out. He's doing some pretty dangerous stuff up there.
Okay. I'll stand at the bottom of the stairs and just kind of like just wide-eyed looking at the magic you're doing and just say and call out loud enough so you can hear me. Can I show you something?
He wouldn't respond. He'd be up at the top of the steps, just twirling these black holes, trying to get them to fuse together.
Okay, I'll go up a couple of stairs. Can I show you something? All right. I will go up the rest of the stairs and tap you on the shoulder.
The spell would immediately sort of dissipate, as the two black holes would not get to fuse together, and he would just stop it. And you just turn around and stare.
Can I show you something?
Why have you interrupted me?
I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you this. And I will show him there's more than, oh no, focus, go, damn it. Fucking light. Try again. If I hold it back here, fuck. All right.
Well, dynamic range a bit.
Basically, it says her name, S and the E are backwards, scribbled out. Didn't finish the name because the S was wrong, and then the S was wrong again, and then the last one says her name is written correctly. I did it. It took me a little while, and my notebook kind of fell apart, but I did it. I wrote it just like you taught me.
Okay.
It's not backwards. See?
You've interrupted me for this. An S. An S.
Well,
You've written S's before.
but not correctly. You showed me how to do it right, so I thought you'd be proud.
It's impressive for you.
What does that mean?
You've not shown much progress over the time that I've known you, and a small victory, I suppose. But it's
It's
not worth
more
interrupting my experiments.
Why are you like this?
Because I seem to be the only one of sound mind amongst this entire group. There's work to be done. Preservation.
You couldn't take a second to look at what I did.
I have taken a second, I just did. You're getting upset.
Yes. Yes, I'm getting upset because you're being...
Why do you care so much?
Why do I care so much? Because you are my best friend. You have never... I don't know who you are right now. I know you can get caught up in your work, but I don't... There was a time that we would have celebrated this.
There are no times for celebrations. But the work that needs to be done. You have work of your own to do, Sloane, I believe. Your sword is just as much of a problem as all the other things that we've been dealing with.
Yes, but right now I just want to talk to you, to my friend.
I don't have time. None of us have time. The world is ending. And I need to grow more powerful so that I can endure.
No, you need to trust your friends. You cannot do it by yourself. I can help you. I've always been there to help you, to protect you.
And you can continue doing that. You protecting me and you helping me has nothing to do with your reading and writing. It was games. Tricks.
They're not games.
You've no need for it. You're not a scholar. You're not a wizard. You're a barbarian. You kill.
But you were showing me that I could do more than that.
Perhaps my hypothesis was wrong. A strange experiment. Perhaps useful. In the future, we can continue, if there's time. Right now, there is not.
So you won't make time?
I'm trying to make time, Sloane, for all of you, to reward you for helping me. I can be benevolent.
Benevolent? She doesn't know what that word means.
I know. That's the first thing I just thought of. Of course. I'm not as... Reward must go to services rendered. And help. But right now, there's no reward for me helping you with your reading. Nothing that will help us survive. We only need to survive.
But this was our thing. This was special to me. I was learning something new.
I feel no special connection to this task. It has no purpose.
You see just anguish on her face, and then anger.
Anger? Make a wisdom
Anger.
save.
Well, Orc's gonna die.
The consequences of my own actions after I was literally forewarned of them.
11.
Okay. As you sit there and are breathing angrily, and like you blink, and then the sword's in your hand.
I would not do such violence in my domain.
Punch him across the face.
Would you like to use a reaction, Sean?
Yeah. I'm gonna temporal shunt her.
What does she have
That
to
is
do?
a wisdom saving throw. DC 18.
Natural 1.
You
Okay.
are thrust away into another time in your life for the next 6 seconds. You fail your attack.
Those 6 seconds, you relive the day that you slaughtered Nia's village in its entirety. You remember every moment of it. This time, you don't forget. When you come back to where you are now, you know what you did. Every single bit, you can feel the blood on you still. Sure, are you just standing there waiting after she kind of leaves, or do you just go back to your work? What are you going to do for that 6 seconds?
For that 6 seconds, I think what Oric would do is no, I think honestly Oric would just take a few steps back. He knows she's going to come back almost right away, so he's not going to. He's gonna, you know what he's gonna do? He's going to have hold reverse gravity for when she comes back.
Yep. I'm giving you an ability while you're inside your mansion.
Layer action.
Not quite layer action. This is just something that is, as soon as you enter like a heightened state, like combat, you can start doing this. Otherwise, it takes like an action to do.
Okay.
If you're doing it just
Just
for
a-
effect. One
Just
sec.
a quick question for Thick. Go ahead.
You can walk pretty much anywhere. Like gravity doesn't have an effect on you. You can just start like walking in a spiral like along the roof, and like because there's no roof here, right? It's just space in different places, so you can just go anywhere. You can hang upside down. You can trip people out. On top of that, actually, I'll have you learn them as you do them. That's just for starters. Yes,
Okay.
Shelby.
I wanted to know if this is rulebook Morton Canyon's Mansion, or if this is a homebrew, because I'm pretty sure you, as the person who casts and controls that mansion, you can decide to shunt someone out. Pretty sure,
Yeah.
because you decide
Yeah,
who
I
enters the
can.
space.
Yeah, I think Oric would probably do that next if she's not behaving.
That doesn't show
but,
superiority if you just make them leave. You can,
Yeah.
you can do all this other stuff to them first.
Because Oric, like as much as he's soulless, he doesn't want to break these alliances because you are all still useful to him. So he just wants to show Sloane that she can't easily punch him.
Okay, so you're holding reverse gravity, so when she comes back, she just floats.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just float with her, I guess, if you wish. Okay.
Exactly.
Is there any save to reverse gravity?
There is. And I guess I didn't really need to hold it. I could just cast it because it's a concentration. It's only 1 minute. It's a dex save.
Make yourself a dexterity saving throw there, Slime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, because it's a dexterity save to grab onto something to not float. This is kind of just a flat surface, but I guess you could grab onto the edge of it.
19.
Okay, so you grab onto the edge of it.
I'll
Good.
say
edge
you,
of what?
you spear your sword.
So like
into
this
the
is like a
ground.
dais. That's a flat dais.
Edge.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
edge
get
of the
that too.
dais.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say you spear your sword into the ground, creating a point. For
Oh
your
yeah, that's
and
cool.
as your feet start into the air, we will take a break.
Dang it! Come on.
I know
I
there's a
want to tell
bunch of
some royals to go fuck themselves.
there's a bunch of stuff people have lined up and want to do. I can see it. We just have to make sure everyone gets a bit. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hope you're a break for a breather. Yeah, I hope you're all enjoying it. We'll see you all in a couple minutes. Wave, bye, guys. Well, wave. See you soon, guys. And we're back. Wait, I didn't move my green screen back.
You're not in a forest?
Professional DM over here, guys.
Nice.
You heard it here
goodness,
first.
It's
almost doesn't
almost
live in
as
the
if
forest.
Doing D&D setups is the most complicated thing ever. It is.
Okay. When last we left off, just a minute ago, I guess, Ignis,
Yes.
you were
I am-
being your Flappy Bird self and
Yeah.
flying over to the ships.
Yeah. Keep
Warships.
in mind, I am staying about 65 feet as like above anyone that might be close to the
Okay.
highest point on those ships.
As the man with flaming wings approaches the ships, you see 3 ranks appear. They keep about 10-foot spacing between them. And the front rank has crossbows. The second rank has tower shields. And the third rank seems to be getting spells ready.
Okay. I call out to them. I herald to them. Daughters and sons of Marius and all those in between, I come seeking glad tidings. Bring out your head of your house or whatever. I wish to speak openly, fairly, and hopefully peacefully.
One of the men with shields steps out and just says, "I'm Sergeant here. What do you want?"
It seems like you are chasing down a very particular sailing ship that I have just left from. I would like to ask and inquire why it is you are looking to hunt us down.
He sort of looks around. We're heading to port, and he waves someone over who gives him a spyglass. He's like, "Oh, the dancer, we were told." And they all start moving to turn the ships
Away?
away.
Oh my god.
I am glad that we managed to mitigate what could have potentially been a very bad situation. My ally Yako will appreciate your intent to leave us alone. Savvy?
On open waters, you're still considered the enemy. And he raises a hand. Do you still
Don't do
say they're
it.
talking? You're just hovering
I
in the
am
air?
politely asking you to not do that. I am very much politely asking to not do that.
Alright. Well, unfortunately, you're staying
I am
within
persuading
threat
you
range.
to not do that.
You're trying to actually use persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. Roll. That's my heavy dice. Continue.
I'll be a 29.
Okay. That's a...
As you can see, I am a flying, burning man, and if one can assume my abilities, I would like to politely ask that we do not have an altercation. I am very tired, and we're kind of dealing with a lot of emotional
30
damage.
seconds to leave. Get out.
Fair enough. And I fucking fly the other way.
Yeah. Because
Back
you was about
to
to
the
get
dancer.
20 crossbows firing in your direction, and that could have taken you down.
I doubt that.
I mean, that's just the front rank. Then you've got the warlocks at the back with Eldritch Blast. It's gonna hurt.
Do not underestimate the shit Kyle will throw at you. He will kill you and you will not get out of this.
Could you imagine if we all went to the top deck to just be like, oh, what's going on? Oh, the ships are leaving. Where's Ignis?
And you just see just falling out the sky.
Yeah, we just see the body going down.
Okay.
All right, well, I've mitigated the situation, and
Successful parlay.
Yeah. Rolled a 19 plus 10.
All right. So, as you
fly back to the dancer,
we will cut to Saren and Nia, who should be wrapping up the conversation with the bells ringing. But if there's something important to say, go for it. You'll also probably start to hear soon. Actually, no. Continue your conversation.
What the last thing we said was.
He was the brother.
It's a brother. But then the bells started happening. I looked outside. It's like, oh, fuck.
What
Freaking-
now?
Sees Ignis going out. Double fuck.
Ignis coming back.
Why
What the
does,
fuck?
After a few minutes.
why does he always do this?
Well,
Yeah,
at least it doesn't look like he's immediately attacking. So
He hasn't set them on fire yet, so I guess he's got some self-control.
Anyways, listen. I haven't been able to really say things properly with how I've been wanting to, but the main point of this conversation was to tell you my thoughts, my feelings with that, to convey to you how I am worried for you and that I want you to be well. And I do want you to experience an actual family. And I would be your sister if you want to be part of mine. But that's your choice. That is if you want to, then I will happily take you in as my family. No trials or anything. And if you don't, I'm not going to force you. I just wanted to let you know that.
I think Nia, I imagine we were both standing at the window at some point, like just watching this and being like, what the fuck is going on out there? And she kind of takes a few steps back from you, not like she's afraid, but like she's more taken aback by the offer. And I couldn't, Saren, it's like she doesn't know how to like figure it out. Wouldn't your brother be upset that you're putting yourself with somebody who's literally killed thousands, working with the 5?
He's been working with the 5. With my family, that's made a shit deal. He's been technically working along with my shitty parents, not because he agrees with them, but he likes to do inside jobs.
What do you get out of this?
Sister. But
I don't get it. What do you get out of taking in some lost little kid?
You're not a little kid. I know that a lot of people call you that. And like, sure, you could maybe not look exactly your age, but you're not a kid. I've seen you do many things. You've experienced many things. But anyways, what I get out of it is more family, which would be nice. Because, I mean, family cares about each other. And like I told you, I've come to care about you, which is why I would happily take you. It's my family. And if you want to, then that means that you would care about me. And that'd make me happy. But again, it's all about your own choice.
I imagine at this point we might see the speck of Ignis start flying back.
Mhm.
And I think Nia will see that as an
rocket
out
ship.
for. I think Nia would see that as an out for a conversation she doesn't know how to continue.
Okay.
It's very clear, like she's thinking about what you're saying, but she doesn't. You can tell she's at a loss for words. She doesn't know how to respond to that. It's like you said, this is the first time in her life she's heard that. She doesn't know how to take it. So she just says, "Looks like he's coming back. We should go up on deck."
Yeah, you don't have to decide now. Tell me later. Let's go see what the fuck he said. And you just go upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just follow upstairs.
I land on the deck.
And the dancer had turned away, like it was heading towards the port of this large island. It's now heading towards to loop around the far side of it. But while that's happening, Sloane, you escape the nightmare realm and then hang upside down, kind of from the floor.
Real
It's a
Doctor
very
Strange
weird thing.
shit.
Gravity reverses.
Holding on to the sword.
Yeah.
I'll just it looks silly, but there's nothing comical about the expression on Sloane's face, and she'll just be staring. It looks like hatred, but she's not quite at the point there yet, but she's getting close. And just be like, "Why are you doing this? Put me down."
You peaked a little bit, by the way, Shannon.
What?
You peaked a bit, then just down a touch.
You once told me you liked the feeling. Killing and fighting.
Fighting, yes. Killing, no.
It's your nature. This is mine.
I don't want it to be my nature. That's why we were reading. So there could be something different.
As you're saying this, Shannon, Sloane, you're holding the edge of the blade, and you're feeling the warmth rush through you. Adrenaline as a fight's about to start. Your heart's beating harder. The weapon starts to feel hot in your hand, and the thought of killing Ulrich for hurting you and insulting you and using his magic on you is making you feel joy, ecstasy, and like this really satisfied feeling the revenge would give you. You just want to savage his body and tear it apart. The war god inside you. You can't hear what it's saying, but it's speaking in low tones. It's this rumble throughout you, just sort of the blood rushes through you. You can hear it pounding in your ears. Every time say that you don't like killing, it shows you that you will like it if you do it. Feeds you endorphins every time you do it, drugging your brain.
Are you distracted?
Is there any way I can, like, fight against that feeling?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Great. Okay. Not anymore. I've never seen anything more clearly.
I would like to attempt to completely polarize the entire mansion and reverse its entire gravity, not through magic, just literally go like this. And spin the entire thing around.
So, in some trippy
Alright,
Doctor Strange shit...
Yeah. Alright, Doctor Strange.
You, Auric, stay centered, and this thing starts spinning, almost just like, and it just does not just once, like it just keeps going and going and picking up speed almost, and you are getting super disoriented. You're bouncing off the walls, the floor, everything. Now, when I said that you can't fight the feeling, it doesn't mean you have to kill on its sort of like giving you the feeling.
Yeah.
You just know that it would make you feel very, very good.
Better than whatever I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
So as everything is spinning around, I do want Auric to kind of just be hovering there and approaching Sloane slowly. And just say, none of those feelings matter anymore. Whatever is inside you does not matter anymore. All we need to do is survive. And if we die, it doesn't matter either. You can't kill me in a way that matters.
Through gritted teeth, even though it's a straight lie to how she's feeling right now. I don't want to kill you. Make it stop. Make it stop.
He'll hold a hand up and the world will orient itself again. At a canted angle. Not quite right still. Although
Is the gravity still
oriented. Yeah, no, I dropped
Okay.
that spell. I was just flinging you around the room at that point.
Okay.
Sean, while it doesn't specifically state you can shunt someone out without dropping it down, I'd say that I'd let you use a 6th level to maintain the mansion, like refresh it, and just shunt her out.
Yeah, like a rapid ending and recreation to...
It's one level lower
to
than what
shunt
it
her out.
usually is, but it just makes it sort of a,
That makes sense.
for our
makes
purposes.
sense. Yeah. Auric would... So Sloane, you would be... Have you ever seen images of people on boats and when they're on a really high wave and they're standing awkwardly because the gravity's all messed up? So you're like standing at an angle.
Yep.
And like it's weird
Still
while
holding
Auric
the
is
sword.
oriented normally. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is everything slowly coming back to a normal orientation?
The sword will still be stuck into the ground, and I'll just kind of be like kneeling next to it and just looking up at you. And then I'll just say one more time, make it stop.
You see he'll wave his hand and you'll hear the doors of the mansion opening up behind you. As you can see all of these mannequin-like servants just line the path there. All these just 100 stone servants are all just lining the path, all with vague elvish features. As he'll just turn his back to you.
I'll stand up and yank the sword out of the ground and stare at your back, really thinking about it. And then I will, on the way, I'll turn around, I'll walk out, but before I turn around, I'll put the sword back on my my belt and just say, I hate you. And then turn around and walk out.
Okay. As you go walking out the door, we'll say that Nia and Saren are coming up the hallway to head up to the deck. Where Ignis has just landed. You all convene up there.
The wings disperse as I walk on the deck.
So why did you
Dodged an
fly
arrow
out to
on
the
that
ships?
Well, they were Maria's. And I assumed it would have been better to try and diplomatically handle the situation. Which I did. Gloriously. And
Just look over your shoulder and see there's no fires on those ships that I can see.
I didn't touch them.
Yeah, no, I've watched you burn hundreds of people. Okay, I have a reason to be suspicious of you and your pyromaniac tendencies.
There's no fire that you can see.
Listen, I behaved. I did the good thing, as we all generally should.
As long as
What
they
are the
aren't
ships
coming
doing
this
right
way.
now?
The other ships are leaving. They're heading to port where they were just getting distance from you.
Yeah, no, they well, they didn't exactly see it my way. They just they saw what the ship was and they decided to turn
Wait, they
around.
didn't even know we were here? They didn't even know it was our ship?
We just
And you went
assumed
and
it.
announced us to them?
We thought that they
Look,
would.
I'm not.
To be quite
Look,
honest,
I'm not unhappy that you got them off of our tail, but maybe next time see if they even spot us, because that could have gone a lot worse, and you were out there all on your own.
Well, they still kind of saw us as enemies on the open water, but I am assuming that they didn't want to bother the man that owned the ship.
Yaku scares people.
Yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Anyways,
next time,
the problem
don't
is solved.
go alone. Take Saren with you next time, or something. Don't go by yourself. If that had turned into a fight, that could have gone really wrong.
At this point, you're getting pretty close to the shores. It is sort of pulling around the side. So you're quite far away still from the port, but you're coming up to the island itself. It's mostly a rocky island here.
Have I ever been to this part of Etradale in my travels?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay, new experiences. Yay.
So, is there anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah, no, I wanted to have a wondrous conversation with all of you. Do I see Salome walking up?
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah.
She's there, but she's pissed.
Oric's not here, is he?
No.
Well,
Did you not tell them? I asked.
No, I didn't.
Okay, don't get snippy at me. I'm not. I asked you and I trusted you, and you. That's on me.
I'm going down. I'm going down below deck.
Can I just like punch a hole in the side of this just something?
Oh,
Sure,
fuck.
piss off Yako. That's on you.
No, piss off the fucking elemental that runs the ship.
So you
I think
walk up to the railing and just raise your hand and just like slam
Just
it
like
down.
slam it. Yeah.
And then as Nia opens the door, Yako's standing there, wrapped in just a sheet, holding a wine bottle, and he just looks at you, looks around.
I back away because Yako is mad at me still.
I get 65 feet away.
Yep.
Things are getting a little tense here, and I found us a beach.
Just look between the
Want a
two
drink?
adults and I'm going. I'm leaving.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
think a tall glass of water would be great right now.
He steps out the
I
the
could
door,
go for some milk.
and then taps his foot on the floor, and the door becomes this like purple shimmer, and he sort of like holds his arm out for you to link in it, and if you step through with him, you will be on the beach, and it will just disappear. All right, cool. With them just vacating the premises,
Jesus.
Sloane shattering the thing, Nia being like, I guess like close the door, open the door, like what the fuck's just happened here?
Nia she's not even bothering with that. This is too much. And I do very, very much remember Oric saying he needed to talk to me. So, I want to get all my difficult talks out of the way before we go to the fucking port and I have to deal with that bullshit.
Okay. So as you figure out a way to get downstairs through the only door that you're like, I don't want to figure things out. But yeah, you go down there, stomping down the stairs in a huff. We will end the session with everyone angry with everyone except for Yako and Sarah.
I'm not mad at anyone.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I have.
I'm
no
not
emotional
mad at
response to
anyone.
anything.
Yako's just mad at
How
me.
dare you, good sir? I'm a well-behaved gentleman.
I think the only one mad at anyone is Sloane's pissed at Oric.
So and now Ignis for being like, I thought I could trust you, and you just fucked it up. Not now, Ignis.
This is why you should tell more than one people. More than one people. I know.
What did you
I know.
do?
All right, everyone,
on me.
let's just rein your bullshit in for a moment.
No.
I want to make
I'm gonna
loud
make you
noises.
fucking cry.
All right, I want to hear. We're gonna do. It's not. We finished kind of on time, a little bit earlier than usual. We start a little bit later. I know some of you are tired, so we'll do this pretty quick. I want to get everyone to do a bit of a round of favorite moments. We're also going to try to get you to do your favorite moment of two other people and yourself, like what you think that you did well. Some self-love. So we're gonna start with Shelby, because she looked like she was trying to hide.
Good old-fashioned classroom
See,
technique.
you never do that because they always catch it.
Well, like fucking he always saves me for last so he can go the last and least and make fun of me. So, Okay,
Hey, last but never least. words
That was
of
the
Sean.
first time in the entire
Yeah.
in our entire 4 seasons he has said never least about me. um,
Okay, continue.
okay, so favorite moments from other 2 players. Shannon, I'm always like absolutely like floored by just your commitment to your characters. And I've told you before that Sloan has inspired a lot about how I play my barbarian, so I really like I love how you work with her, and I want to hug her so bad, and I'm trying to get Nia to the point where she will, because Sloan needs a hug. But yeah, and you know, as much as I was being like, fucking God, don't get in a fight, I have to admit, rolling a 29 on that persuasion was pretty good, Aaron. I have to give you that.
I behaved.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you not getting in a fight. Just also,
Yeah.
maybe next time, let 2 people know so that you have 2 fail-safes.
Yeah,
That way we don't.
That is on me. That is on me, and I admit that.
It's okay, you're new to the group. You don't
Admitted it
understand
too.
the dynamic between Sloan and Auric and when Sloan's emotions get like up yet. Technically, like realistically, you haven't had nearly as much experience as me and Sean have had with Shannon. And how she plays Sloan.
Oh yeah, no.
I wasn't meant to be a
that's
dig
the
at
whole-
Shannon, and nobody is to use it as that. That's not what it was.
That's the whole point. He doesn't. He knows Sloan, but he doesn't know her that well.
You just
Great.
pissed
It's
her
his
off.
own fault,
Quick
yeah.
round
Yeah,
of favorite moments.
But sorry.
We're gonna have a discussion.
Look, tune in tomorrow for the 8-part fucking debate.
And I'll
Did
finish this
Ulrich
quickly.
do anything wrong? Let's see how he didn't.
I'll finish this quickly. Sorry. And I think my favorite moment that I did was I just really liked how Nia handled being called out on being a liar, because she knows she's a liar. But it was nice seeing her like come to like admit it out loud. I fucking lied to my friends without thinking a second thought, purely to save my skin. That's fucked up. And a moment of clarity. I see a ray of light. Maybe she can get better.
It was the reason I said that I think you became a perfect fit for the 5 over the last season with all the lying and underhanded stuff. But we will go on to the next person, and that will be Arron. Tell us about 2 people's that you think favorite moments, and then yourself.
I'm gonna admit, I love me some spicy conflict. Everyone knows that. Everyone's seen it on D6, so I love me some Sloan and Ulrich getting in a spat. That's my favorite bit right there. I'm gonna treasure that. I'm gonna treasure that for a little while, because it's just like they spent so much time last season just like building that friendship, only for it to be betrayed. Can't wait to see how it's reconstructed. Other favorite moment between some players, of course, obviously, is Saren and Nia having a little heart to heart, and
Sisters.
Saren stepping up. Saren stepping up, saying, "I want a sister just because. I just want a brand new, much better family." That pulls on my heartstrings. Y'all know how much I love them heartstrings. And so that's another beautiful moment that I will treasure. I can't wait to see where that goes. And then my personal favorite moment, getting up in Ulrich's face.
I was convinced you were about to get like fucking gravity ripped apart.
Oh,
I was like, no, you don't want this fight.
Yeah, I was gonna cast whatever the spell is that sends him to the far realm.
Temporal shun.
And if you were going to try and temporal shunt me, I was going to counter spell and then retort with something much worse.
Yeah, I can.
Not
I
do
was
that on
going
the
to
dancer.
grab you and then explode.
All right. Next up, we'll go with. Put you right in the middle, Shannon. What was your?
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Is it at the end when it's really hard to choose the favorite moments?
no, it's fine. Let's see. Yeah, I loved the conversation between Nia and Saren. Like, it was so real, it was so heartfelt, and you both just committed to your characters, like, just so beautifully. Like, Shelby, it's amazing to see how much Nia's grown over the seasons, and like, 'cause I feel like if she were having this conversation in season 1, she'd be like, no, I didn't do anything.
I mean, in season 1, she didn't do anything, to
That's
be
true.
fair.
That's true, and still got in trouble.
You got the whole city when you cast magic. That was a thing.
And Kelsey, with Saren, like, there is so much on her mind right now and so much shit on her plate, but she's doing the best that she can to parcel it all out and deal with it the way she can. And I think you're just doing such a good job role playing that. Like, that's hard to role play, and that's awesome. I already texted this.
Shelby isn't the mom of the campaign.
I already texted you, Sean, but I don't actually hate you. I promise. That was so. I'm not lying. I love that we can do scenes like that and be mean to each other while knowing that it's not actually real. So that was fun. And for me, Sloan went through an emotional roller coaster this episode, so I liked that I got to start kind of like, just kind of like melancholy, and then excited to see Auric, and then crushed, and then angry, and then hopeful again, and then just pissed off, and now even more pissed off. So I like playing that emotional range. This is so fun. Woo!
All right. Kelsey.
That's me. Well, my favorite moments. Oh God. Something that I've decided is that I'm not allowing Auric to have any favorite moments until he gets his soul back. Like, you're not allowed. I'm cutting you off.
No favorite moments until we fix you.
Excellent.
I really love Sloan, like, going to punch him, because it's just like, that's what I've been wanting to do, but Saren is smarter than me, and I'm just like, no, punch him.
There is a part of me that wishes your punch had landed. That would have been great.
And then, oh God. I'm gonna throw one to you, Nova, as the DM, because I really like Yako just twisting the drink thing into an actual moment for them to spend together. So
That was great.
That was good.
Thank you.
Because I wasn't meaning for them to actually do that. I honestly meant the drink, and then I was like,
Mm.
You left me at home.
Saren's earned to decompress, don't you think?
Yeah.
no, yeah. And my favorite part for me is just go jingle my dice tray.
The promo at the start, that's your favorite moment?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
favorite.
You weren't proud of any of
That
your
was
role playing.
excellent.
You were just like, I was happy dice goblin.
I had the
Dice
best promo out of the
I was
entire
happy
campaign.
to make everyone laugh. It was like, yeah, bring some joy to people. Okay.
I just love that got clipped.
Well, so since she didn't give anyone self-love, since she didn't give herself any love, I need us to now go back once more. I want everyone just to, one at a time, tell us something great about Kelsey as a player or her character, because she can't boost herself up. We're gonna have to do it for her. So just gonna throw out names. Shelby, quickly. Why do you love Kelsey?
I like having a sister.
Okay.
I like having a sister, Kelsey.
Shannon, why do you love Kelsey?
Because she's a great person and a great, yeah. Like, well, okay, that's dumb. Sorry. You are a great person, but like, I love I love the relationship that Sloan and Saren are forming, and I like how Saren is it's kind of the grounding factor for Sloan.
Hi, WROs. We're just wrapping up, but tune in next week or any other time on our schedule. Thank you very much for the raid. We really appreciate it.
Hey guys.
Sean, you're going to have to do this again in a minute, but why do you love Kelsey?
God damn it.
I love Kelsey because Kelsey's great at being like I just love. I said it in chat. I love Saren. Saren's one of my favorite characters. I just love her perspective a lot, and I've played with Kelsey and other stuff. So I just love the way your characters role play because it's like they're very committed to the character, but they're very committed to like the personality like trait, like this, like the theme of the character. If you're thinking in like actual like writing characters and scripts or things like that, like Saren's iceberg through and through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's on the surface, you know what's under the surface, and that's great.
Arron, why do you love Kelsey?
Why don't I?
Ha.
Just gonna leave it at that. Is that
She
it?
plays Final Fantasy 14. She plays an amazing character. She's an outstanding artist. She's one of my best friends. Why don't I? Why don't I?
Okay, that's good. And from me, Kelsey, yeah, Saren is awesome. You've managed to come in as teen mum and do your best to organize these insane people, and that is a feat unto itself. Because even I, as a DM, have trouble doing that. So
We are
yes.
not insane. We are troubled.
We all
Sure.
have daddy
Good
issues.
job, Kelsey. Round of applause for Kelsey. Yay!
I feel like I'm at a restaurant and they're singing happy birthday to me.
Happy no,
Hey.
Go home, man.
Anyways, so now we actually have to do Sean. 2 favorite moments to people, and then yourself.
So I was gonna actually say Kelsey. So what I really loved was Saren's redefining a family for Nia. Like I like the whole interaction, but I particularly like it when you start to break down what she's learned, what family is through the 5, and then start to try to build up a more healthy, autonomous relationship and idea of family. It's awesome because I wish Oric had his soul right now, because he would want to be like talk to Nia about like, hey, we've both fucked up, and like let's just be good people. But he's gone, so he's just gonna be like, I need information.
We're gonna
from you,
fix
and
this. We're gonna get you
yeah.
back. It's gonna be fine.
Or he's gonna be like, or he's gonna be like just like the 5, because like I'll stop there and get to where Oric's head is right now, because without his soul, he pretty much agrees with the 5 for the most part. My other favorite is
I gotta commune.
Of course, Shannon, I love all of our interactions. I like being mean to you. I do it all the time. It's hard to be mean to Sloane because she's such a biscuit. She's just an adorable biscuit. So it's really hard to be mean to Sloane. And I was like, there was a point when I just was like, I just have to be mean, and I have to just say I don't give a shit about this, basically. So otherwise I'm gonna dance around it and it's not gonna come off.
It's gonna be a story.
I absolutely loved Ignis's shit and their little very short conversation, because it was just so emblematic of the problems in their relationship even when Oric is normal. It was great. I loved it.
Different worldviews.
Exactly. For myself, I'm just proud of being a soulless son of a bitch, because it's really freaking hard to do that, because you want to have heart when you're talking to other characters, and you especially when your character's arc, the entirety of before this has been growing a heart, and that was ripped out. So it's fun because I'm reverting back to exactly what I kind of intended Oric to be from the get-go, was just completely cold-hearted son of a bitch, all work, he doesn't care if you fuck with him. He's gonna fuck with you, but he'd rather use you towards his ends than kill you. And that's really hard to play, honestly, just because one, you have to remove so much affect from yourself, but still be compelling. And that's the challenge, and I think I did an okay job tonight. So
More than okay.
Yeah.
so I
Nailed
look
it.
forward to continuing to be mean to all of you, and I'm
So
not.
right.
I love you all in real life, so don't take Auric personally from me.
You're
As I
really
stare
right, though.
dead-eyed
That
towards
was
you
one
all.
of That was like one of the hardest parts of Nia in season 3. Just playing her being like just an absolute fucking brat. I'm like, this goes against everything that I feel.
It's hard when you're a player. As a DM, it's easier to be mean because you're like, I'm the bad guy, you know. But as a player, you're like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm forming
Alright.
toxic relationships at my table.
So, anyways, I'm going to call out my favorite moments. The Ignis Auric moment, where they're standing face to face, the two skinny nerds facing off.
The two most
was-
powerfulest mages in the world.
Was
right?
excellent.
Ready to duke it out.
Because
Bring everyone else down with us.
Ignis has all this passion and, you know,
Fire.
belief, and then you just don't, Auric. You just pure logic and math and just how things have to be, and it's excellent.
Real left brain, right brain energy
Everyone-
over here.
Everyone
Yeah.
did really, really good tonight, but
And the right
I feel
brain,
like
the right brain.
Sean, you stole every scene you were in because you played this character that just picked apart everyone. When he's talking to to Shannon, not yourself. We're talking to Shannon. You were just like, "This is what's wrong with you. These are the reasons," and get the, you know. And it was like, it was brutal. And you did the same thing to Ignis. And I'm pretty sure if you'd actually been like that to Nia, she'd be with the 5 right now. Like, you know, I'm actually worried how this is going to go. I'm excited, but it's a little worrying.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing
Yep.
this is happening after my conversation with Sarah.
Like, I can,
After that door's been opened.
150%.
I can half
With-
imagine you being like, Nia, I need to ask you some questions. I kind of think Sam and the 5 might be on something. We should leave now. And just, just, you know,
I can
it's-
teleport.
Yeah, I know. So
I mean,
it
I
was-
also have a way to call them too. I can just get us a ride,
True,
man.
true. But it is probably, I'll just say it definitely was a good thing that you talked to Sarah before talking to Auric.
So that was really good. For my personal favorite moment, I don't know, Yucca is fun to play just because he doesn't give a fuck. Like, you're like, warships, drama. Darren, drink, cool. You know, just like whatever's going on, he just mostly thinks about himself. This
Have fun
one was
with that,
really
Darren.
carried by you guys. I didn't do a whole lot, so you know.
I will say I really appreciate that you, because a lot of times a DM, like, I appreciate you giving me a little bit more leeway in my own space, because there's nothing in that spell that gives me any leeway really, other than I can end the spell. So I really appreciated it particularly because playing a wizard in your world, I don't get my way very often. So it was nice for me to feel powerful in a space where I felt like I had, as a player, I appreciate you leaning into the theme of the space for me. That was really helpful for me to make sure that I did play a sociopath.
And I liked your description of the war god and the feelings that Sloan was getting. That's really helpful for my role play. And you're really good at providing those really visceral feelings, and making choices really fucking hard.
That's the plan. Okay, so again, we haven't really got any sponsors. So if anyone has something they want to advertise, like I think Kelsey, a friend of yours has a Kickstarter, or is that done? Am I getting
It's
this wrong?
not. It's not live until April.
Okay, cool.
No.
But
Yeah.
your friend has a Kickstarter, which we'll be advertising the out of as soon as it's
Yeah.
close and live. So that's a cool thing. Watch out for that. And Shaky Dice Box.
Shannon and I have a special one-shot coming up where we're going to be doing a special one-on-one session with her character Scarlet to do some cool backstory stuff. So if you want to see what we do over at Paradise, absolutely come join us. You don't need to really have watched any of our episodes before to get what we're going to be playing in that. That's on the Shannon. Remind me of the date.
24th, my birthday eve.
Yes, it's gonna be on Shannon's
Thursday.
birthday eve. So come to say happy birthday to her. And I believe it's gonna be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Wait, sorry, a little bit after that because I do get out of class at 7.
Oh, I have so okay, yeah, little later than 7, but
yeah, it's gonna
figure it out.
8
It'll be that
o'clock.
night.
It'll be that night.
All right.
And
Yes. Shelby?
I D6. Black
oh yeah,
Archive.
D6. Okay, go D6. Then go Shelby because your hands are up. Unless is it important, Shelby? Do we need? Is it?
Oh no, it was just the game I'm starting this week.
Oh,
yeah.
I was raising my hand to go next in the advertisement.
Sorry, I saw that and then Aaron started talking, so I was like, I'll just.
Hargrave House over on Crit Fail Safe Studios. I'm gonna be playing a monster hunter.
Nice.
I've done a cosplay for it. I actually took fucking beauty pictures. I feel like I'm being Shannon. It's great.
Nice.
I'm gonna be doing
pictures.
Oh, it's pinned on my Twitter right now.
Shannon could not get to Twitter faster.
You should come check us out March 7th at, I believe it's 6 p.m. PST, so 9 p.m.
Sorry.
Yeah,
You're beautiful.
So 9. Thank you. So 9 p.m. EST will be starting. The doors are open. The between begins. It's a hacked Power by the Apocalypse system that's really fun.
Nice.
I'm having a blast with this so far, and I haven't even had a session yet.
Nice. All right, Aaron, D6, go.
Yes, D6 Black Archives. In case you guys didn't know, there's no episode this week, but our podcast version is going up tomorrow for episode 6. And next week we start a small heist within the story, mainly because apparently they found some demonic artifacts and also are looking for their next black filer for their next enemy to hunt by one of my NPCs. So I'm really looking forward to this story. It's been something I've been building up for months, and I get to play with some of the most amazing players in the world, like Distortion Devil and Daitamadachi and Blue Casanate and my own sister, Jade the Firefox. So
Nice. All right, the last thing I'm going to say is, for a while now, we've been building a website. It has been a long, slow process because I am not good at it and had to learn a lot of stuff and get a lot of things in order, and it's finally kind of getting there, and it should be released tonight/tomorrow at r4d.com.au. And we'll have, links to all the VODs, and we're going to have, a bit of a blog thing going up there. Some parts will also be, talking to some of the players, and there's going to be ways to support the channel and links to our sponsors. And soon, I hope as well, descriptions of the worlds we play in the different games on the channel. So if you kind of want to get an idea of a show before you go binge it on YouTube, like I know a lot of people have done in the past, it's really funny when we just start seeing the one person comment one thing after the other over the course of a week or two. But yeah, I will be posting on Twitter and Discord when that comes up. So, follow us there or join our Discord and we'll be able to show you that. Right. We're going to find someone to raid because you've finished.
Yeah, there's a couple. Vorpal Tales is going on right now, so is Weave the Tale, so is Long Lost Lore.
Monty is on.
Who?
Monty Glue, the DM for the Unexpectables.
Is he playing D&D or just on?
Oh, he's playing Pokemon right now.
Sorry.
I try to look at the streams that have under 30-ish, just so you
I'm
can
trying to
spread
look for
some
a
love.
small stream to get a bit
Vorpal only has 13 people, and Weave the Tales has 19.
Alright, we rated Vorpal Tales yesterday. So what was the other one? Weaver Tales?
Weave the Tales, yep.
Weave the Tales. Okay.
Yeah, there looks like they're doing. I think
Weave the
week
tail.
6
There's
of
no
the
S
campaign.
when you put it into
Weave
raid.
the tail. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll get there. Alright guys, before we raid, we're gonna do the usual. There's gonna be an ad up for just 30 seconds to a minute. Please stick around and watch it. It really helps the channel out. And then we'll be raiding. So we'll see you all again real soon. Wave. Bye bye. Have to find the end stream button. Where'd it go?